And a pleasant Friday to you. We have a lot to discuss tonight here at Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. I'm Jim Byers alongside Rodney Nelson, Railbird Rodney, if you join him on X Twitter. We've got Texas Classic Futurity Trials tonight. That's the richest horse race in Texas. It's coming up on closing night this year, November 16th. Grade 1 race at 400 yards for 2-year-olds. And like previous years, it's ending the meet this year. We had a little different schedule the past few years where it didn't quite end the meet. It was toward the end, but not at the end. But tonight, 12 trials. And it's going to be great because we've got DK Marnie Jess back in, who had her undefeated record broken in the Dash for Cash. We've got the Heritage Place Futurity winner in. Could be a lot of short-priced horses, and I'm probably picking a bunch of them. That's the nature of trials. You draw graded stakes winners in against maidens sometimes. But it should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a fun night tonight with the 12 trials for the Texas Classic Futurity. Tomorrow night, trials as well for the Texas Classic Derby, the Purina Feeds Texas Classic Oaks.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night's going to be an excellent night to be out the track with 12 races again. This is one of my favorite weekends of the meet, no doubt about it. I love trials. It's a lot of fun. So let's see who the 10 fastest are going to be tonight to qualify for that richest race in Texas.
Unlike last year when we had trials spread out over 2 days, we're going all 12 races tonight, trials, and all 10 finalists will come on it tonight. Let's get right on to it. We got a lot to discuss. I won't mention the distance every time because these are 400-yard trials. Race 1 has a scratch, number 6, Lily's favorite. And on a night when there are going to be a lot of short-price favorites, and I'm picking a lot of them, I'm not picking all of them. I do have one favorite that I'm going to try to beat, and we'll see if that works. But Aguila Rapida in race number 1, to me, I just wrote superstar down there.
Aguila Rapida, the horse qualified for the Ruidoso Futurity, was runner-up in that one, qualified for the Rainbow Futurity as well, ran third, won the All-American Juvenile last time out. This horse is never lost a trial race.
Yeah. That's big to look at on trial night.
Yeah.
We focus a little on the finals, but we've often said some horses give it their all in the trial, and they're good to come back, but they just don't quite have that punch 2 or 3 weeks hence that they had on trial night.
But this one, Aguila, is that what you told me? Aguila. You said it
Fast
means eagle, right?
Aguila Rapida, yeah.
Aguila. So, I think this horse is the winner of the first. 2 to 5 morning line. Only question is this going to be the shortest price horse of the night coming out of the first race? Could be.
I'm predicting that he's going to qualify also.
All right, already calling in race number 1.
I'm making the call in race 1.
If you're looking for someone to beat that favorite, I'm taking the horse right beside it, number 8. Looks like your second choice, too, Tempt Me Sass. This horse was a winner last time out. That was in a trial for the All-American. A couple seconds before that, close up. Won a maiden race back at Remington earlier this year. I really see it, the 9 winning this one. I got the 8 in second.
Yeah, Tempt Me Sass comes from the really good mare Just Sass Me, who produced Sassolitical. Just Sass Me was really good. I love the pedigrees. We can talk all night about some of the pedigrees here, and they're not as meaningful this late in the year as they are when these are unproven horses. But Tempt Me Sass has a really eye-opening pedigree, great connections, has always run well. Maybe hasn't been taken on the likes of He's Got the Look Z and horses like that, like Aguila Rapida has. But, the rest of them, Juan Diaz has a horse in here in Mi Favorito Whiskey, who made the Gillespie County Fair and Sam Houston Futurities. Didn't run well in either of those, but did run well in the trials for them. On to race 2. Here is going to be another short price favorite and another horse that might qualify, but I'm going to try to beat favorite MVP Z, who's a very logical pick. But, maybe I hit my head or something, but I'm going to try to beat him. But let's hear about him because, he ran a really nice Dash for Cash Juvenile. He was the 11th fastest for the Dash for Cash Futurity. Just missed, came back, was 9-10 in the Juvenile and ran a close third.
Yeah, and I've got favorite MVP Z here. I like that this horse did run in the Dash for Cash Juvenile last time out. Ran pretty well in that one, just missing by 3/4 of a length. If you look there, the horse bobbled in that race. But just like my pick in the first race. I mean, this horse, runs well in trials. Won the trial for the Dash for Cash. Did that by a length and a quarter in that one. Like you said, this was the 11th fastest horse of the night for the Dash for Cash races. I've got to go with this horse on the outside, number 10 favorite MVPZ. And then you got my second choice as your top choice. So
yeah, this filly, Flying Foos Regis, Wes Giles has had a low profile this meet. He hasn't started many, but he sometimes cleans up on nights like this because he's got really good stock. This filly is by the champion Flying Cowboy from a $245,000 graded winner named B.F. Foos Regis. And Flying Foos Regis comes out of a race back in June, the Rainbow Trials, where this filly actually made the Rainbow Futurity but couldn't go. Obviously, something went wrong, and she went to the sidelines. Has a snappy work October 1st to come back, draws well. Favorite MVPZ makes so much sense. I mean, he was knocking heads with DK Marnie Jess earlier in the year. He's been sharp this meet. I may be giving up a layup here, but I just think maybe where she's drawn, she's a quick starter. Maybe she has a chance to upset him. So I'm going to go with her over favorite MVPZ. And one thing to note here, the 6, Tequila on the Hawks, very fast breaker. So, she may be in front in the initial strides, but we'll see how long that lasts. This race, number 3, is a current Toby Keaton, who's all over the program tonight, by the way, and a former Toby Keaton. The former one is actually my top pick, San Lorenzo Trump. The current Toby Keaton is the horse right on the inside and Future Look. But I see you're still a little shy about the inside.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the track. I mean, there's horses that can win from the inside.
But the inside
it just seems like we get into, some routines or, the stats seem to work themselves out. Yeah, tendencies. So I went with another horse that's toward the outside. That's number 9, 3 Answered Dreams. This horse did have a win back at Ruidoso in trials there. So, it wasn't that bad. Last time out, this horse ran against DJ Marnie Jess, Ember's Time in that Futurity trial for the Dash for Cash. DK Marnie Jess went in the final. Ember's Time was the winner of the Juvenile. So a very salty trial there. The one for the All-American was third, just by a head in that one. So the horse was up there toward the front. We'll see if the 3 Answered Dreams can get the job done tonight. The owners, they own some good horses. La Feliz Montana Ranch.
They must have 10 horses in tonight.
It seems like they always have at least one that qualifies for these big races. Yeah. This could be one right here. I got the 9 picked on top of the 4. KJ Honk Tonk Cowgirl. That's my second choice. 15-1 on the morning line for this one. Was a winner back at Sunland in March. Took some time off after that. Got back to the racetrack in September. Had a 330 race right here. The horse was gaining toward the end in that one. Just missed by 3/4 of a length. You talk about Wesley Giles and the horses that he sends out in some of these trials. He can clean up.
Yeah.
This could be one to watch right here at a price. That is number 4, KJ Honk Tonk Cowgirl.
Yeah, and, this filly was favored last time. BV Elena Ray was an Eddie Lee Willis horse. And, what a tremendous meet he's had. And BV Elena Ray ran a super race. This filly basically walked out of the gate and did come running late, so 400 might appeal to her. There are some of these trials where not many of these have gone 400 yards, so it will be a new distance for some of them. I went with San Lorenzo Trump. This horse was with Toby Keaton all the way up to a Mystery Futurity trial at Will Rogers. I called that race. This horse was 3-10. Seemed like he was an absolute, as Vic Stauffer would say, international cinch. And he just ran kind of an even second behind a horse named Shakin' Going On, who ran third in the final but did put up the fastest qualifying time for that race. And those were pretty good trials. They had about 9 of them. It was a pretty good representative group. I don't know. He's going to need to run better than that to win this race, but I just think I like where he's drawn. He was a $110,000 yearling. His record is by and large pretty good. Not in the kind of competition some of these have been facing, but I'm going to try him and try to get a little bit of a price. Like you, I'm getting to be where if I'm going to pick a rail horse, it's going to have to be one that's really spectacular. And Future Look has good credentials as well, but not enough for me to pick him necessarily on top. But I'm not really sure why Rogelio Marquez would have taken San Lorenzo Trump away from Keaton unless Jesus Marquez is maybe his son or his
Could be a relative.
nephew
Never
or his
know.
brother or whatever. In that case, maybe. On to the fourth. Rick Lee has his designated long shot pick here, the one Bougie Boy. Scratched the 8, walked through favorite. Even though he was coming off the bench, he was my original pick in this race because he has proven he can fire fresh, but he won't be firing tonight. I'm not in love with Draco, who I scratch into, but this is one of those trials that I think could go one of a number of different ways.
Yeah, I've got Draco picked on down the line. My top choice is going to be number 3, Hovland, right here. So, I mean, this horse did qualify for the Ruidoso Futurity, so something to be said for that. Ended up running 8 of 10 in that one. Didn't have the best race when it was all said and done. All-American trial was the horse bobbled at the start, was kind of lackluster, didn't really do much in it, finishing 6 of 8. But I do think that Hovland, after running that Ruidoso Futurity, was fast enough to qualify for that. I'm going to give this horse a shot here. Bougie Boy, that's the one you said was Rick's one of his best bets, right? Or one of his bold-faced prints.
Yeah.
I got Bougie Boy picked second here. I mean, this horse won the very first race that he was ever in. Ran third in the race after that, went to one of the All-American trials, ran fourth in that one, but look who he ran behind. He's got the looks FTD Dreams, who we'll see later tonight, who I'm picking on top.
Only beaten 3 lengths by them.
Yeah,
I think we'll be lucky, even with the morning line is going to be thrown cockeyed with the scratching of the 8. But even without that, I don't think you're going to get anywhere near double digits on
Bougie Boy, which is different than his last 3 races. He's all been over 10-1, had big odds in those last races and still ran well in all of them. And then I got Draco as my third choice here.
Yeah, I don't know. Draco, Juan Diaz had a great night on Dash for Cash trial night, but this was one of his that didn't fire out of there very well. Was 2-1 that day. That was not a stellar trial field, and he just kind of ran along there. I don't know. I'm not in love with this guy, but I scratch into him. Gratified. I picked him second. He's a Toby Keaton. He has gone from Mark Younger's barn to Toby Keaton for this. This horse flipped in the gate on September 28th. Gratified did. It was scratched. So make note of that. They tried to run him 2 weeks after his Dash for Cash trial and acted up in the gate and was scratched and then got switched over to Toby Keaton's barn. I picked him second, I guess just figuring maybe this could be a redemption. And then Hovland, great golfer, but he's just broken bad 3 of his 4 starts. I think if Hovland gets off the tee well, he could be really good.
Stay in the fairway coming out. He'll be all right.
On to the 5th. Are you? We've never talked about that. Are you a golf fan at all?
Well, I like to wager on golf. I always put future wagers in for the Masters and the majors. But Victor Hovland's one that I usually bet on all the time, hoping for him to win a major and get me paid. But I think he went to Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's from Norway. Went to Oklahoma State. How about that? Dylan Tippett will be excited about that. On to the 5th. 400-yard trial here. Scratch the 8, Spicy Cowgirl.
Yeah, I'm on FTD Dreams, horse on the outside. That is number 10. This has been a very nice horse to have, I would imagine, for La Feliz Montana Ranch. I mean, this horse has already won $459,000, qualified for 3 futurities so far this year. The West Texas Futurity this horse was in. The Rainbow Futurity was the runner-up, was in the All-American, the third-place finisher there. This horse is always up there toward the front, winning some trials by some big margins. I think FTD Dreams is the one to catch here in race number 5. I got number 4, Hard to Politic, as my second choice. This is an interesting horse here. First 2 races, this horse won both of them. That was a trial for the Rainbow Futurity. Got into the Rainbow Juvenile, won the Rainbow Juvenile. There was a next out winner, and I'm a Relentless in there as well. Came out here to Lone Star Park back on the 27th of September, ran in a non-winners of 3 allowance race. Ran second in that one, missed by a head, but, that was to a horse that ran in the Heritage Place Futurity, Curl's Magic Wagon.
Yeah.
So not a bad race there in that allowance race, the most recent one. I like that the horse does have a trip over the track here. So I got it 10-4 here in race number 5.
Yeah, I think Hard to Politic could be really, really good in here. I also would suggest looking at this Eagles Armed, number 6, John Steinbow. The TQHA Sale Futurity came up really strong this year. I have a lot of respect for Juice Box. You got to love Kiss My Maruska. You know, this guy was only beaten 2 lengths or less than, well, he was beaten, 2 lengths by Juice Box, less than that by Kiss My Maruska. And has run well all year long, including winning the Oklahoma Juvenile back in March. So he started the year well. So I got him for second. I mean, FTD Dreams, to me, is quite obvious. Xavier Rodriguez is going to be busy because La Felice Montaña Ranch has a ton of horses in today.
He's going to be the Juan Diaz of the Texas Classic trials.
Exactly.
Qualify 5 of them.
Yeah, he'll need some help, I think, down here in the paddock. Very deep group in trial number 6. As we get to the halfway mark of the card, I really thought this was one of the deeper fields of contenders. Now, Seis Cholitos is 6-5, and he's both of our top picks. But there's some other ones in here that can run pretty good. The Return of the Cartel, House of Lords. You know, there's some good ones in this field.
Yeah, I went with Seis Cholitos. I think this is going to be Juan Diaz's first winner of the night. I think this is a speedy horse. I mean, this horse was in the Sam Houston Juvenile earlier this year, won that race, won his trial for the TQHA Sales Futurity, ran 4th in that Futurity there behind Juice Box, Kiss My Maruska, and then came out here and ran in the Dash for Cash trials, won his trial race for that race. Look at that third-place fisher, Katie Bug. We saw Katie Bug win out here the other night in a pretty nice win. So give me Seis Cholitos on top here. I got Holy Pete as my second choice. This one trained by John Steinbow. This horse won the first 2 races of his career. Since then, I mean, this horse has never been off the board so far this year. That most recent race was a 3rd-place finish right here over this track. Only missed by half a length in that one. But look at the comments. Bumped to both sides.
Yeah, and he
That's
got
never good.
Really, really hard from one of the sides. I went back and watched that, and he really got blasted.
So I think Holy Pete could run well tonight. I got it 6-4 for my exacta here in race number 6.
Yeah, Seis Cholitos, outstanding record. You know, generally bet hard and with good reason. House of Lords, I took second. Came out of an All-American trial that featured a qualifier for the All-American Juvenile, Sassy Angel. Ran in the Heritage Place Futurity back in June. Didn't do much, but was bet down to 8-1. In fact, ran last in the race, but still got in. That's the key. So House of Lords is my second pick, and the Return of the Cartel made a really nice late bid last time. First time for Bubba Willis in that race. So now this is the second time he was with another Willis, Casey Willis, earlier in the year, so it's not like he was, or she was somewhere else. But Eddie Lee Willis got a really good effort out of her. She ran super last time and could be one of those that has a shot here. But Seis Cholitos, justifiably a pretty good favorite there. On to the 7th. Start of the pick 6. Little 2-night carryover in that wager. No scratches here. I had a tough one. I had a tough call in this one between the 6 and the 7. I see you took the 7 as I did, but you have the 40 acres and a mule as the second pick. But this was a puzzler to me. There was some not a lot to choose from between some of these, but I'm comfortable with the 7 on.
Yeah, I like the 7, KJ Born to Be Wild. I mean, this horse was a winner last time out in a trial over at the Downs at Albuquerque. Won that race over a next out winner as well. I like seeing that. Earlier in the career, it's only 4 races, but earlier in the year, this horse did qualify for the West Texas Futurity, ran 6 of 10 in that one. So give me KJ Born to Be Wild. This horse has run some pretty decent races. Now, 40 acres and a mule. This is my second choice here. This horse has had some starts out here at Lone Star Park. 2 of them hadn't hit the board in either one, but came close last time out. Just missed by half a length in that race. I like that the horse has some experience over our racetrack here. I mean, this horse has been all over the place. Louisiana Downs, Remington, Delta, Fairgrounds, now here. So 5 different racetracks in his 2-year-old career. We'll see what happens. I mean, 7 races, has some experience, like I said, does have a win. That was way back win, though, at Louisiana Downs. But that 4th place last time out in that non-winners of 2 allowance was all right, just missing by half a length. Has gone 400 yards before, so kind of rolling the dice on this one. But I think 40 acres and a mule could get up there and finish in the money. I mean, Francisco Calderon named as the jockey, so always give a couple couple more looks at it when you see him riding a horse.
Sure.
So I got it 7-2 for my exacta in this 7th trial of the night.
This is an interesting race. I'm KJ Born to Be Wild merits the favorites role. The Dam KJ Mustang Sally was 2 for 8 and won a Texas Classic trial here 5 years ago. KJ Mustang Sally only raced in big Grade 1 trials. And this horse, Born to Be Wild, has worked very fast his last 2 works. You see a lot of that. Over the course of the card tonight, a lot of bullet works. These are really, really good 2-year-olds. Express Lane, my second pick, a bullet work for the comeback. Express Lane, clearly there was something about Ruidoso that he didn't like because he ran 2 kind of stinkers there after really being good this spring at Remington. A lot of big love is intriguing, too, for Toby Keaton. The Dam, a lot of love for Robin, was 4th in the All-American Futurity back in 2011. She was fast, and this guy, while he hasn't quite been in the level of competition some of these other have, a lot of big love. Could be one of those Keatons that jumps up and runs big that we're not expecting. On to the 8th. Start of the pick 5. DK Marnie Jess absolutely dominates this. A little flat in the Dash for Cash, but this is not a very accomplished group with her. So if she's right, she should run off the screen.
It's bad luck for the other 8 horses that drew into this
sure.
race, having to go against DK Marnie Jess. This horse was the winner of the Sam Houston Futurity earlier this year, the LAD Futurity as well. Both of those were Grade 2s. Came out here, ran quick in the trials for the Dash for Cash. Was this the fastest qualifier?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. DK Marnie Jess was the fastest qualifier for the Dash for Cash. And then back on October 5th in the Grade 2 out here, that Dash for Cash, this horse was up there toward the front most of the way down the racetrack before Kiss My Maruska basically kicked it in the last, 30 yards or so. Yeah.
She got she faltered a little late, but was right up in it for a while. It just wasn't quite her night, I don't think.
Yeah, I think DK Marnie Jess is the winner of race 8 here. And I'll call this horse to put together one of the top 10 times tonight.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it, but DK Marnie Jess. That's my one and only choice here in race number 8.
I'm going to put it, me too. I'm going to put an asterisk there since it's already 5:32. We need to keep moving it along. On to the 9th. Start of the late pick 4. No scratches out of this one. Here's our buddy, Curl's Magic Wagon, who was such an impressive winner in Allowance Company here. And I see we both jumped on his bandwagon once again. Stretches out a little, but, man, that last race was really impressive. And he had a little bit of trouble, too.
Yeah, impressive last race being the winner. This horse ran 4th in the Heritage Place Futurity earlier this year, too. So a very good race there. Won the trial to get into that race. Curl's Magic Wagon going to be my top choice here. Also want to talk about Ariat. Ariat's a very solid horse, too. So, this happened to be a tough trial for these 2 horses.
Yeah.
Ariat, won back-to-back trials earlier this year in New Mexico, qualified for the All-American Futurity where he ran 8th in that one, but, still going in that $3 million race is something to be said for that.
And he was 6-1, almost 7-1, so he was taking some money.
He might have been the second or third
might
choice
have been,
behind.
He's got the look Z. He was going to be pounded. I'm sure he was probably around even money.
But, I think Ariat could have a big race. I think it's going to be between Ariat and Curl's Magic Wagon here. And then I got the number 1 as my third choice.
Yeah, Volcano that won. His Dam, J Fire Up, was a 2-year-old champion back in 2017. Won 9 races, including both the Golden State Million and the Los Al 2 million Futurity out in Southern California. I happened to have the good luck to be out there for the 2 million. That was Ed Burgart, the legendary announcer's last call. Now, since he's come back and filled in a time or two, but that was his last official call, was J Fire Up, the Dam of Volcano. If I don't know how this guy isn't a champion. He's my favorite cartel from J Fire Up. But Mother Nature is fickle, But, I like Curl's Magic Wagon. Ariat, the Dam area of Ariat, Lethal Lil made $465,000. There's dams in this race that if you lined them up today, they could probably run well in this spot. On to the 10th. Another trial here. Boy, we got some good ones in here. Painted Eclipse is such a tough guy. Just always seems to run his guts out. Just beaten by, he's got the look Z in the All-American by 2 lengths last time.
Yep, and that's my choice here. Just got beaten in the All-American last time out. This horse was the winner of the West Texas Futurity earlier this year, also qualified for the Ruidoso Futurity, beat half the field in that one. Give me Painted Eclipse on top here. I got the 9, Coco Raven. This is a horse that went in the Dash for Cash Futurity last year. Ended up 10 of 10 in that one. Reared is what the comment said. Bolted. So it wasn't a good Dash for Cash race, but, the horse did qualify for the LAD Futurity. The Sam Houston Juvenile ran in that one. So Coco Raven is definitely fast and can run well in trials.
Coco Raven was the horse that was in the, the 6th trial. And one race later, I think DK Marnie Jess put up the fastest time. Then the track slowed.
Yeah, it slowed down.
He sat on the bubble for like the last 6 races and still made it in. A favorite Sunset is my second pick. Painted Eclipse to me just stands out. But favorite Sunset should really like the 400 yards. He made a really strong bid here to break his maiden. He's, out of Miss Racy Jess, who was a $485,000 earner and is by Favorite Cartel. Cowboy Blue Z is another one that comes out of a non-3 allowance and just broke like an absolute dream. Michael Joyner might be heard from that horse. On to the 11th. Okay, we got the Heritage Place Futurity winner in this one, and he's undefeated. That's Kempton. He is making his debut for John Steinbow. He was with another trainer. He was with the Gonzaleses, JJ the 2nd and 3rd earlier in the year. Now he's with John Steinbow. Tough act to follow when the Gonzaleses gave him 4 wins, including the Heritage Place.
Yeah, undefeated Kempton, my top choice here. Had a stellar year at Remington Park, winning the Heritage Place Futurity. Won his trial out at the Downs at Albuquerque for the All-American. I think that Kempton's going to be ready to go tonight. This horse has put up some fast workouts as of late. Go ahead and give me the rail horse here in race number 11.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's going to have to lose. Now, Machiavelli, who is the even money favorite on the line, super good. Got overhauled a little bit late, but was really good in the Dash for Cash Futurity. I mean, that was a blanket-type finish. Machiavelli is really sharp, and he's drawn off the rail. He's going to be tough. Rick Lee actually picked Machiavelli over Kempton. I'm going to take Kempton. I just think, they're both really good. But
got to root for an undefeated horse, right?
Well, that's
come on, let's go.
That's kind of the thing. Even though Machiavelli is 4 for 7, but yeah, that's a good showdown between those two. And little did we know when we saw 2-2-22 in a maiden race back in September that I'd be picking up
They would
fourth
be seated with try got it too
against these two monsters.
But I was told that after his last race, the name was 2-2-2-2.
Oh, okay.
So who knows?
Okay, so that's what they call him, 2-2-2-2.
2-2-2. That's what I was told.
Okay,
but
we'll fix that.
Yeah.
I'll fix that then verbally.
But he might like 2-2-22 because when you called him that, he won, right?
Well, true, but I want to call him what they call him. On to the 12th. Oh, you know what? I think I missed a scratch in that 11th race. Scratch the 8, shut out Jess. 12th race, scratch the 7, Butane. We wrap it up. I'm going to try a little bit of a long shot. I'm picking against the 4 to 5 shot in this.
Not me. I'm taking the 4 to 5 here. Corona and Fire. This horse ran 6th in the Dash for Cash Futurity. Was in a tough trial race to get into that one behind Kiss My Maruska. Beat a next out winner, and She's Fancy in that race as well. Was a maiden-breaking winner at Remington earlier in the year. Give me 6 Corona and Fire here in the final trial of the night.
He makes perfect sense. I will point out his 3 Remington races were with Toby Keaton, and he's been with Jose Gomez the 2 races here. Just point that out for context. He's run the E-Speed numbers blow these away for Corona and Fire, but I'm going to take I'm Mesmerized. Comes out of a romping win against a couple of next out winners, including 2-2-2-2 in an All-American trial. Made the Heritage Place Futurity. Was 12-1 in that back in June. Has been working, had a fast work coming back. I just think there's a lot to like about this guy. He's run 4 pretty good races, including that Heritage Place. He was only beaten 2.5. So I'm going to give him a chance to upset. This is just a gut feeling. May make no sense whatsoever. Maybe some of these Dash for Cash returnees, they're getting toward the end of their campaign. I'm just kind of curious if they all fire like we think they will. They had trials, and then they made either the juvenile or the final of the Dash for Cash. Now they're coming right back for an even bigger race. So that's why I'm picking against Corona in Fire and favorite MVPZ, but I could be giving up 2 layups also, but got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 12 favorites aren't going to win tonight, so it's just trying to figure out which ones.
Yeah, picking your spots, right?
Exactly. All right, we're out of time. 12 races tonight. It's going to be an interesting, very interesting night. Thanks a lot for looking in, and good luck on your wagers.